But another thing I wanted to touch upon is how much of a, when I used to interact with the importers and the manufacturers, importers really in India, is that there are few or the very little the marketing support that you get from the parent company. Has that changed? Are they investing now? Because at the end of the day, it is their brand, right? If it's going to be popular in India, it is their brand. You're only a
I think
week of.
Varun is in a better position to answer that because we do mostly accessories brands which are irrelevant to retailer probably. Food is where the emotions get activated. So
See,
I think
I think it's a partnership with the
Yeah.
brand. Uh, uh, there are some brands which are better partners. There are some brands which perhaps still operate on legacy thought processes, which unfortunately do not work. I
Yeah.
completely agree. The brands which survive and thrive are the brands which treat their distributors as, and this is an example I always my like, if you consider the Roman Empire, we are your outpost, right? We are representative there, making sure that that particular geography, that particular province is taken care of, right? We are governing it. Having said that, when and if we need it, we would need backup of your forces. We would
Yeah.
need that, right?
correct.
And again, brands who do that well are the brands who we do well with. Then there are brands who think that that again, you dump the stock and then you disappear. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't, right? It just doesn't. So again, I think same, right? From the brand side also, patience needs to be there, making sure that the emotion the same as Anand said, right? The emotion of the brands is perhaps same globally, but GTM strategy is very, 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 very different. When the brand hits the market, works in India, might not work in China, might not work in Japan, even in other developing countries, the scenario might be very different, right? So again, yeah, I mean,
So for us,
there are several
yeah,
brands who are extremely cognizant of that fact, and they are the brands who we work very well with.
correct.
Yeah.
For us, one of the experience share would be that grooming competition when we did in 2014 for the first time. That was really with the support of Andis. And Andis had that vision that India should be a grooming industry. It has a huge potential because of the population and the pets.
Yeah.
So they gave us the idea and the support to call international judges, represent, like we did it in IIPTF only in Pune that time. So a lot of factors worked in our favor because it was Pune. We could do a grooming competition and take on such a deadly job.
2014,
Yeah,
10
and
years back.
and this from then on has become a huge brand in India. So definitely there are success stories where brands, if they support the importer with marketing ideas and budgets, it takes the brand to next level.
The point is here that Indian market, with the advent of social media, with the advent of quick commerce, e-commerce, people are selling in on omni channels and so on. GTM has become very important, right? So, what is your go-to market strategy when you bring the product? We can start with Varun.
Anand would. Okay, all right. Right. So again, I think it depends upon the category. If I talk about, for example, food, which is perhaps the most relevant, it usually starts with a product channel fit. Where really do we? So when I say channel, it basically means whether it is specialty retail, it's organized retail, it's unorganized retail, whether it is veterinary doctors, whether it is breeders, trainers. So that is where it usually starts with. Have a substantial number of on-ground resources who we usually discuss with. So, for example, there is a brand which we are planning to get to India very soon, uh, where and how that will basically started at the very conceptual phase, where I say this is the overall portfolio. Where exactly do you guys want to position yourself? What exactly is the pricing? then we go ahead with the launch. It usually is a couple of events combined with some strategic partnership, which allows the brand a little bit of tailwinds, and obviously making sure that we have competitor analysis, we are at parity. Trade schemes are there, so there are a lot of moving parts. The best combination, if you ask me honestly, best combination sometimes is rather experimental. So you do something and you say, oh my God, this is a perfect idea that I have created, and then the first day in the market you get 10 feedbacks, some of them which you do listen to, and then you say, okay, right, I need to get back to the drawing board and come back. So that is something that creative, so to say.
For us, mostly it's like we will tap into our existing like trusted pet shops. The guys who, there are some guys who try out new products, and there are some shops who just are satisfied with what they have. So we always look up to those guys who try out new products, try out new brands, give them a chance in the shelf, and we leverage that the network that we have built over the years to go to the market. And we also do demonstrations with the products. We do retailer training, support them with super service. And we have also seen that in the past, we have failed some products, some brands, when we did not provide education, when we did not understand what the product was and how to, like the product just come too early before the market is ready for it. Like we have a brand called Vet IQ, which is functional treats for dogs and cats. But it's so expensive and it's so specific that people are not yet ready to accept that. Or we have a toy brand called Soda Pup, which is from US, which is all trainer level games and toys, but people are not taking up because it's expensive and its education is not yet there. So yeah, it's like Varun said, it's an experimental thing most of the times.
My quick thought on the quick commerce that's on now. So Varun, are your products on quick commerce? And what's your thought? Is it going to stay for long now?
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting question. See, the thing is, as of now, we have not sold to either of the two big players that are there.
Okay.
Nuanced answer to that would be the customer is moving there. And I'm being very transparent. I do not really have a very solid thesis of how exactly to tame that beast. So they are coming. They are for sure coming. And if we go around the room, I can assure you at least 10% of our excess month to month between us also, right? It has moved to quick commerce.
Yeah.
So the customer is there. They are, and the recent reports are they are selling more pet food than noodles on quick commerce. That is how big the category has already become. My problem is we have built our brand on backs of specialty. I would not want to disrupt my partners at the same time, acknowledging the fact that consumer behavior is changing. So we will have to either, again, these are all theoretical discussions. We don't really have anything practical right now, that perhaps a different SKU mix. Perhaps some brands which are more suited for quick commerce and e-commerce rather than sale. But again, for us, for GNV, I think 80-90% of our sales would still from actual physical specialty retailers rather than quick commerce. There is a cost not being there, and that's an open discussion right now even within my organization.
For us, quick commerce, my personal opinion is that it's not going to stay for too long. It's like a eye wash, and it's, if people are shopping on quick commerce, then they have bigger issues in life than pet industry or what is available. Because if I'm going to be on my phone buying, like shopping all the time for 10-minute delivery, I don't think I'm in my right senses. So it's going to be there only for those quick fixes which you need, which you cannot do without. But the industry or the pet category is so big and so vast, and the services that are being offered by pet establishments are so many today, that I'm guessing that the question is with respect to quick commerce, with respect to traditional retail or online
Yeah,
retail.
absolutely.
So definitely, I think the traditional retail is going to become more professional. I feel like the guys who become more professional, more educated, more add more value to their retail presence, they will flourish. They will do more. They will do better. Quick commerce will just be there only for those people who really don't, value product quality and product this the uh, act of like that feeling you get when you go and buy for your pet. That
Sure,
thing will
sure, yeah. I get
over
that.
like, yeah.
Yeah. So, but why I asked the question that also because I see a mark shift in the buying behavior, and interestingly, I also studied myself for my own behavior, and it has changed. Why? Because I have a Sijuan who is very fussy in eating and fussy in eating. Sometimes I give food and don't eat, and instantly in my mind, without I'm thinking, is let me go to quick commerce and buy one chicken gravy or chicken biryani, whatever, and later eat one. So, and it comes in 8 minutes, right? So,
Yeah.
thought has gone to that without even thinking, whether it is good, bad, or whatever. So I think there's a shift
True. And
there.
it's only going to limit to that, I feel. It's, if you
Mm.
start tomorrow going shopping for your Shih Tzu on your phone for collar, leash,
Ah.
shampoo, all of that, I don't think you will do that, right? Or you will still do that.
No, I mean since quick commerce
Only
is
if it's a
very
necessity.
convenient, and also it delivers with me for about 8 to 15 minutes. Sometimes I still start looking for the treats, right? So as I'm speaking, I'm not saying because you're there. So I bought Chip Chop, and then I think it was a duck. So she loves it, so I got it one. So I feed her. So that way, the whatever you start looking at, you're looking at on quick commerce as well, even if you're
Correct.
looking the physical store. I personally like to visit physical stores. I have a couple of them around me. Whenever I'm around, I go and pick up from there as well. So that part is there.
Hmm.
But I think the market shift is there in the e-commerce.
Yes.
I will
True.
come to almost at the last question, which is like, what is the success mantra of the GNB and the Varun and team, that since but the fact that we are talking today and we're discussing this is that you have brought the product, you are with the product, and product has grown, and you have added product onto product, right? So that's the consistency. Everything is there. How is it possible, and how are you able to make it?
So I think Binoy, again, very philosophical last question. So yeah, so see Binoy, I think what motivates me is I really like what I do. I we have genuinely made difference to the lives of dogs and cats across India. The people that I have around me today, my team are very similar minded people. And I was joking when I, to one of my guys that even if I'm hiring somebody in accounts, if he or she is a pet parent, the possibility that he will stay with me for a long time is more,
Yeah.
because it is just that those conversations, those alignments. And the recent brand that I was talking about, the my conversion moment was when one of my own sales managers told me, you know what, my pet was unwell, and the only thing that he was eating was this. And it suddenly I said, you know what, I think I gotta get it. I will get it. So I think that is what keeps us going. That is what keeps DNV as successful that it is. And once again, stealing from Anand, being patient and making sure that you really like what you do, and you like the people that are around you. I think these are the things which allow us to do what we do.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.